I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers.
What up, what up, what up, and welcome back into Pregaming here on the Sports Money Network. I'm your boy, Mikey Money, here to talk to you guys about playoff basketball, playoff hockey, and a Nerfie. We'll talk sharp respected betting. We'll talk player props. If you caught the baseball show earlier today, you know where this Nerfie is going to be, but I don't want anybody to miss out on it because we're going to start a little rollover challenge here this evening in the Nerfie business. Why not? We've been running damn hot. We had a nice little 2-0 yesterday, so we might as well fire it back. Betting wise, last night here on the show, we had a pretty solid, we generated a unit, 0.99 units to be exact. Call it one. Easily call it 1 unit there, right? That's the kind of day we had. A little back and forth, little grinder. What didn't go so well, Cade Cunningham fell 2 points short of the number we needed. A little disappointing. But the Detroit Pistons got the first quarter. They did lose the first half, so a little disappointing in that game out there. Brock Faber did not get any points. And the game under 6.5 in Edmonton was a absolute disgusting automatic bet these overs now in Edmonton Oiler games. But we did cash the live Seattle Mariners play at plus 110. We did cash the over 5.5 with ease in the Flyers game. And we cashed the Dallas Stars at plus 115. So just one of them days. Just one of them days. We got after it. We got paid. And we got more stuff to talk about today. My hand is itching. Just got done mowing the lawn. Looks like it's going to rain. I got to wash the windows. Busy day today, but there's always time to break away and talk about some of these sports for tonight. So we've got ourselves quite the table to set. 16-1 in the Nerfie spots, first of all. Let's live bet. Let's kick it off here. It's 142. I don't know why it's 142. 152. Let's just throw a unit on this Philadelphia Phillies spot here. The old Phillies. Oh, look at this. Drops to 117 before I could get it in. This is how quick the live betting market moves. Let's see what it pops back. What the fuck's going on? That it's grayed out. That's what I want to know. Let's see. Man, my hands itch. My skin itches. Plus 111. Shit. Oh, there we go. There's plus 220. What's going on? They about to blow it? Oh, ball's in play. I see what happened. Sevy Ballesteros Jr. Ground ball to the left. He gets a double out of it, puts himself in scoring position. So plus 220 is the live spot we're going to take right now. I say that, let me get it in. Oh, fuck. 212. It's moving. She's moving. Recognize they already have a runner in scoring position. But amazing comeback out there. Great game. 7-7 overall here. So far, pretty good on the reads from the afternoon baseball show. Sadly, let's see. Let me just see if this is correct. Let me see if this is factually accurate. Yeah. I mean, shit. I don't want him to hit one now, but Nico Horner, everybody's got a hit on this fucking Cubs team, except the guy that I parlayed with Michael Harris. Michael Harris did his part, but Nico Horner, 0 for 4, grounded out to second, grounded into a fielder's choice to third, grounded out to third, grounded out to shortstop, and then they walked him. Why do you fucking walk him? Really? You gonna do me like that? All right, you guys, that's a little live betting action to get this show started. Why wouldn't we? Let's see what happens. Oh, no. Kingery gets, oh, it's fucking Horner. Oh, boy. Okay. We'll keep our eyes on that and see if they blow that thing for us, which it sounds like they will. But hey, that's okay because we've got action. I put out a live bet there for the winnable members. Text alerts, man, glorious thing, and especially if it can make us some money out here. I did give out the under 8 in the White Sox game live play. And that was when the bases were loaded for the White Sox. So we got maximum value. Let's see if they can come through here. It's now 5.5. So listen, that is the benefit of signing up for the text alerts with me at Winnable. I am betting on sports pretty much morning, noon, and night, trying to find edges, capping the games late into early, then watching them play out and looking for the spots to live bet. So I can promise you, we're not going to win them all. But if you want notifications out there, you're grinding, you're working, you're out to eat with the fam, whatever the case may be, you'll get a little notification to pop up. It'll say winnable notification. You click on the link. It'll show you the play. That way you don't miss it. You can bet it right from there in most cases as well. It's got a link right to the sports book that it was put on. And literally for about 65 cents a day, 67 cents a day, you can ride with me for 6 months. That'll take us right through the start of the next football and hockey and basketball season. So why not treat yourself this summer? Let me do the grinding in baseball for you. We're having a nice weekend, bases loaded, but here we're really on a phenomenal tear right now. We have been kicking ass, taking names, making the bookies pay. And Thursday is connected to Friday. So we are pretty much in weekend mode with a big UFC card coming up again. I already laid out a bet, 2 bets actually, for the UFC. Maybe I'll drop those over tonight. I don't want you guys to miss the lines. Rocky scores 7-4. Spot my guy Shark and I were head to head with. We seem to be splitting those head to heads. I like the Braves today. He liked the Nats. He liked the over today. I like the under. It's just the way it goes. Just the way it goes, it seems like. But hey, let's get to it. We had a nice pace on the show yesterday. I'd like to fire it back today. Maybe. I don't know. You guys tell me. You want to sweat this game out live? This nerfy spot tonight. It is in the Texas Rangers Pittsburgh Pirates spot. So I know listen, people copy me all the time. They copy the fucking show names. They got no shame. They copy the format. They copy graphic formatting. They got no shame in taking what we're putting together. So maybe I take something that somebody else put together. We'll start with $25 on the nerfy rollover. See if we can go through next Friday. That'll give us 7 legs. 7 legs. Just say we start at 25. 25 turns to 50. 50 turns to 100. 100 turns to 200. 200 turns to 400. 400 turns to 800. 816. 16 becomes 3,200. I know there's VIG in there, so let's say maybe it becomes 2,500. But if we can start with $25 and turn it into 2,500, you gotta go over there and sign up with me at Winnable. What the fuck? Let's go. Let's have some fun with it while we're at it. Why not? Making money. Cash and checks. Boats and hoes, as they say. Yeah, let's go. Let's talk some sports, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it's always fun when you kind of look at the numbers and you start watching the games and you see things are going your way. That always gets me excited. We're in the 10th inning now. Phillies got out of that 9th. I remember last year how fucking great we were with those 2-up tokens. I was struggling today. I wanted to use it on the Brewers, but then I thought about it and I was like, I thought it should be a dog. And I thought, I want the dog. Ultimately, it should have been the Colorado Rockies. That's the spot that should have gotten the 2-up token. I used it on the Phillies. And the thought process there was, let me just throw a max bet out there. The goal by 2 and shit. I mean, they went down by 4 at one point. So anyhow, we'll watch it evolve. We got 2 outs already. Man, Assad is pitching for the Cubs as well. Ooh, baby. We're going to look at the fade the Cubs next game. When is their next game? Is it tomorrow? Let's take a look. Usually they got that Friday afternoon special, it seems like. They got the Dodgers. And they're using up big pieces here for extra innings. Oh, baby. That sounds like a Dodgers hammer spot tomorrow. Run line. We'll see. Anyhow, let's get to the plays. Before we get to the plays, though, the most important thing to do, smash that thumbs up button. Support the show. Help us crack the code that is the YouTube algorithm. They don't like gambling content. They certainly don't like the intro video. But that being said, we can supersede all of that by taking just a second, click that thumbs up button, and then we'll talk about some plays. We'll see if we can't get some winners on the docket tonight. God damn, my hand's really itching right now. It's really itching. I don't think I have anything for it either. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Put a little of this on there. Oh, ooh, that'll take care of it. Desperate times call for desperate measures out there. Just douse a little rubbing alcohol on my hands. Why not? Use it to clean the keyboard while I'm at it. Okay. Shout out to everybody that's here. Nicholas Handy's here. Robert McCormick's here. Stop Geo's here. Stop Geo's ready to roll. I know that. 9 Legacy's ready to roll. He's got the paid in full parlay of the day with the Mets, the Pirates, the Bruins, and the Raptors all on the spread. Best bet, Red Sox money line. Denver Nuggets, a -2.5. Raptors Cavs game to go over 221.5. From our guy 9 Legacy, there you go. The paid in full parlay of the day. That rubbing alcohol should have done more to dismiss the itch. Right in between, right in there. Pierre Gracia's here. He says, let's spank the bookie. Shout out to my guy. He's got the Phillies live at +143. He says, are the Red Sox going to break the losing trend? Is it a losing trend or a losing streak? That's the question. I say no. I say no. By the way, I already talked about it. You know, we're up about 12 units. Pending today's outcomes, we're up 12 units so far in the last 2 days on that bases loaded show. Now, in fairness, we hit back-to-back parlays. But what I did notice is from last Thursday, so data's starting to come abundant to us. Thursday, Friday were terrific days. Monday, I think we had to have a bounce back on Tuesday. And then yesterday and today, back-to-back firing, just straight gassing. So make sure you guys tune in, 12 p.m. If you missed the live show, catch the replay, you guys. We want to put those out there with plenty of time for you guys. So you can catch the action no matter what. There's already, and it's timestamped. I put the timestamps in there for everybody. So you can go just fast forward to the end. Check the best bets out. Check out the show parlay. Barney says it seems to be trendy to be on streaks. Fuck you, Barney. Respectfully. Hopefully we see you on Saturday, Barney. I always like hanging out, talking UFC with you, my man. Let's get to business. Ooh, the Phillies. Yikes. +381. I don't like inning watching. I don't like pitch. Wow, they're loading them up. Peter Grassi says he believes me about the Sox streak. Solid chance. All right, Barney. All right. Listen, guys, we're going to talk some NHL really quick. I'm just going to rip down the card, tell you my thoughts, my opinions, my spots that I want to get involved with here. And it's to be to no surprise of anybody that I want to take the Boston Bruins tonight. Right now, you can catch them at even money. The line's come down a little bit, but in fairness, it's come down a little bit on the Buffalo Sabres as well. This Buffalo Sabres team is a young team. Now, they played fantastic down the stretch at home. I think they only lost like 4 games in their last 30. I mean, they're tremendous on the road, but you got the Bruins in bounce back mode at home. Not bounce back mode, but fucking smash mode. Now, we've seen goals, but then this last game was 2-0. And let's keep this in mind. This is a little bit like the Utah Mammoth Vegas series. Vegas has been dominating. Well, guess what? Boston's been up almost, with the exception of literally it's 3 minutes and 24 seconds in the series. Boston has dominated this team, holding them to shutouts through, what is that, 117 of 120 minutes? Think about that. They're ticky-tacky. 54.75 expected goals for percentage. They are out shooting the Bruins, but solid goaltending wins playoffs here. So Jukka-Pekka Luukkonen got pulled in game 2. He let up 4 goals. So you got your best goaltender, a little shaky. They're going to go to Lyon, it looks like. He gave up 13 goals in his last 3 starts of the season. So also, when I talk about ticky-tacky, I'll talk about it again. It's those fucking cross passes. And you're not Wayne Gretzky or even young Sidney Crosby. You're young and experienced Buffalo Sabres. So you're looking for junk goals, and you're not physical and gritty and getting in front of the net. So with the collapsing defense that Boston's excelling with right now, where's the goal? Where are they coming from? You're going to have to be on special teams or get a penalty shot. Either way, I'm not going to lay you as a favorite on the road with your inexperience. Despite your regular season record, it's another notch when it comes into the playoffs. Things amp up, and the Bruins, Pastrnak, I like Pastrnak to go out there and shoot the puck today. I like him to score at least a point today. Let's take a look at what his numbers look like. But I do think, however, we probably see a lower scoring game again. I don't think they open the floodgates. I don't think this reverts back to game number 1. I think this stays pat. I think it stays the course. Let's see. Wouldn't it be, how about this? How about a middle stat goal? Wouldn't that be a fuck you to Buffalo? I'm not trying to say fuck you, Buffalo. I want Buffalo to get there. I want them to play, the Flyers in the Eastern Conference Finals. But middle stat to score the first goal is 25-1. Middle stat to score anytime is 5-1. So 475. If you want to put a little narrative on there. Now, we talked about Arvidsson scoring the other day, and I like Geeky as well, but Pasternak's at plus 160 to score an anytime goal. Tage Thompson's at plus 145. I think there's a couple good looks in that spot there to get involved with here, but I'm gonna pepper a little middle stat spot out there. Sports Fanatics says Sabres power play is horrific. It is. And Peter agrees with the Bruins at home. Nicholas Haney says Bruins minus 1.5. Yeah, you just watch the way they play the game, right? So I've been watching all these series. They're just shooting those big passes, trying to catch that one-timer. And then when you look at the way they're shooting, like Rasmus Ristolainen had a nice goal last night. It was kind of, you should probably have both feet on the ice, brah. But, hey, he was had that one foot kind of floating as he found his angle and he got it past you get the goaltender moving side to side. It does give you a chance, but Sabres are just making their whole offense predicated on the one-timer pass, and it's just getting clogged up, and it is finding the net. But like I said, those are low quality scoring opportunities. So I like him moving the goalie side to side. I'm not going to play him tonight. I like the Boston Bruins in this game, and I like the fact that this game ends up staying lower. You can catch 6.5s now. Anytime we see these totals move a full run, I like to run the other way. So there you go. Play number 2 in process here this evening. We're going to go back to it. We cashed it yesterday. I told you guys about this trend. The Cubs just fucking won. Cubs just walked it off. Bregman, of course. That's by the way, part of the reason why I think the Red Sox, you just keep getting rid of your pieces. No, it was Swanson. Swanson singled. All right. Well, what can you do? We can get it back. We got plenty of time to get it back. No worries here. But I told you guys yesterday about this trend, and it's in place again today. And it is the back-to-back unders with a venue change goes to the over, as long as that new home team is a favorite. That is the place tonight for the Ottawa Senators and the Carolina Hurricanes. Feels very much like that Flyer series, and we saw a goal spree last night here. You know, I can't get mad at anybody that wants to try to play the narrative of taking the Ottawa Senators here. I do think with their leadership, with their veteran presence, with the guys like Brady Tkachuk, they should be able to fire. But the official spot for me is goals in this game. And, being at home, maybe that goalie does come out a little earlier, and they do have the empty netter that they can use to punch in some extra pucks. So I'm going to go play number 2 in the NHL tonight. Going to be on that. I don't want to get in player prop business in this game. Your guess is as good as mine. I just think we see a bunch of goals come flying into this thing here. Now, Carolina Hurricanes, by all means, price tag at plus 108. It is intriguing. Ottawa's been playing good puck, though. They're just running into, the benefit that the Carolina Hurricanes have of anything in this series, that their goaltending situation, especially Frederik Andersen. I mean, the dude over the last 2 seasons, as good as he's been, he kind of struggled a little bit this year, but in his last 2 seasons, you have to look at his games played. He might have combined for less than a total season in his last 2 because of injuries. So he's got the rest advantage on top of that. I just think that's going to be hard for Ottawa. Ottawa's going to have to score like 3 goals in the first period. But I like the over. Follow the trend. Ride that pony. And then last but not least, we got the Avalanche and Kings game tonight with a really great price tag on the home dog in the Los Angeles Kings. Now, full disclosure, they suck at home, right? But it is the playoffs. It is their first game in the playoffs. And both games in the series have been 2-1. So some people would say it's Colorado Avalanche that are dictating their pace. They are playing the style of hockey that they want to play. But respectfully, I mean, the Kings are used to trying to play. I mean, they've been dealing with teams. I said this at the start of the series. Guess who they've been dealing with? The Edmonton Oilers every single season. And they find a way to give them some L's. So, look, they're back at home. I think the crowd gets loud. I think if there's a game that I don't suspect the Kings win this series, I think it's a Colorado spot. Really put myself out on the limb there, right? One of the best teams in hockey. But I do think if there's a spot here, the dog in game 3, if game 2 went under the number, 39-18. Think about that. Lower scoring games. And that fits right into where I like to play hockey or any sport for that matter. If it's going to be a lower scoring 1 goal, 1 run type affair, I want to try to exact as much plus money out of it as I can. So I'm going to go with the LA Kings here. Game 3 overs, by the way, if you're curious and you're looking at, I'm not suggesting this, but game number 3, last game went under the number. 2-0 series lead. Okay. 24-10 over the last 19 seasons to the over. I don't like it. I think if it's going to be an over game, it makes trouble for the Los Angeles Kings here. But I do want you guys to be aware of that number, of that situation, and see if you can't make some money on it. Sports Fanatics. So why do you think the Bruins not favored more at home? The Sabres? Well, because the Sabres are. So that's a great question. I was cutting the lawn today and I wanted to talk about this because I heard some, you get the earbuds in there and a fucking YouTube just starts going through. And I hear people talking about the number and like, why is this number? Look, the home road switch changes everything, right? And the Sabres were the number 1 team in the Atlantic Division. So with all due respect to the Boston Bruins, Sabres rolled in here as the 2 seed in the postseason. So it doesn't surprise me that the Bruins now at home, not a bigger favorite, because it was the 2 seed. They don't look at least in my estimation, they're not looking at that second game and going, wow, Bruins really handed them their asses and the Bruins should be a minus 160 favorite. No, they're the 7 seed. So I think that's, and then you see that in some of these other games too. Like, why aren't these teams bigger? Like, I was talking about Colorado Rockies, right? Today I said I like the Rockies. I did like the under. That obviously did not cash, but this is where you have to ask yourself. The White Sox, another situation. If you think the dog's going to win, are they good enough price tag to get the win is one thing. But I think when you're looking at these teams in their favors or their nots, just look at the numbers, right? The Colorado Avalanche, they're the best team in the West, right? And the Kings made the 8th seed, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why we see the Avalanche as a minus 150. Now, somebody might look at that and be like, well, why aren't they a $2 favorite? Because they were just at home and now they're on the road. So that home road swap makes a big difference. And why the number goes down is because the home team does get the benefit. A lot of people kind of forget this point when it comes to the NHL. The home team gets the last change. So you get the opportunity to get the right face-off guys out there, get the right defensive pairings out there, kind of play that chess match when it comes to matching the lines, trying to put the stronger team at the disadvantage because you can get the right player matchups out there. So that's why I think it makes a difference. And do the Sabres warrant that much value away? It's a great question. I'm really glad you asked it, Sports Fanatics, because I did want to I did want to talk about that because I did hear some people talking about that today. And I was like, I don't know. I wonder if these people actually bet when they start saying that kind of shit. Like, and go into the NBA. It's kind of the same thing. Knicks and Hawks. Why are the Hawks not a bigger favorite? Or why are they a dog? I mean, they opened up as a favorite, but it was the home road switch. The Raptors. The Cavs were 8.5-point favorites in 2 straight games against the Raptors. The venue change means that they're probably an 11-point better team. I'm not too shocked by that. So, I think it's a little bit more dicey to read, like the one that I struggle with, the Nuggets and Timberwolves. We'll talk about the trend for this one because this series is split right now and it's a pick 'em, but you still have the better team, the team that was hosting at home the first 2 games of the series, the higher seed, slight favorites at 2 points. So I think home road in the postseason, the numbers are driven by, now you can argue, a fair argument would be, should the Vegas Golden Knights be favored against the Utah Mammoth? Should their seeding you could argue, I guess the argument is to be had with their seeding. And I told you guys the Knights didn't play anybody down the stretch of the postseason, getting ready for the postseason. So like right now with the Utah Mammoth at even money, why aren't the Golden Knights a bigger dog or a bigger favorite? I guess is the argument, right? The road team, because they're on the road. And it is a 3 versus, in terms of the way that the playoff matchup goes down out there, the Utah Mammoth have dominated the series. So I don't know. That's why I talk about why I think this series matches up to this series. So you can kind of get the ebbs and flows. That's where when I talk about trends and I'm like, hey, here's the trend. It's active in 2 spots. If it's a 65% winning trend and 1 spot just lost, you probably should hammer the next spot because it's a 65% winning ratio, which means that if you just lost one, you're bound to win the next one. So anyhow, there's just some thoughts I have as far as, to me, kind of how it works out. Now, Nicholas Handy says, Bruins, Sabres, the line says everything. Even I have to admit the writing's on the wall. Sabres are public in his opinion. They're the 2 seed. Public loves the story of the Buffalo Sabres right now, right? Tail of the tape, though, if you think about it, nobody's broken it down better than saying the Boston Bruins have led for 117 of 120 minutes in that series. So what's going to change now that you're on the road? The fact that they were a great road team? I don't know. I mean, it's just sports theory. It's gambling theory, just things that I've kind of learned from watching. Think about how many fucking playoff series I've seen in my lifetime. Dr. Robert McCormick gifting a Sports Money membership, my man. Cheers to you, Robert McCormick. I promise you, I will switch that out for a real drink, a real adult beverage, as soon as this show is over, my man. So thank you very much. I appreciate you getting me jacked up, brother. I don't know. You guys tell me, what do you think about the home? I think that the challenge is looking at the seeding and whether you can't argue with the seeding, right? Like the Sabres earned the number 2 spot, but should they be a number 2 seed? I'm not saying because they won. They are where they are. But ask yourself, do they play number 2 seeding hockey? Stop Gio says, you know what they say, you get one, you give one. I like that saying. I like who says that. Shout out to you, Stop Gio. Who got one? Let's see who got it. Let me jump in. You guys want some futures? You want some of my thought process on? I got some sharp betting information for the NFL draft too. If you guys are so inclined, that is tonight. Let's see. Let's see who got one here. Appreciate you guys that have smashed the thumbs up. Sports Fanatics. He got the gifted Sports Money membership from Robert McCormick. Appreciate it all. That's me on replay. All right. It's all good. We're all friends here. We can all break balls here. Stop, Gio. It's okay. All right. So anyhow, that's some thought process I have in the NHL. That's the way I'm looking to attack the board today. NHL wise, I'm excited for these games. I'll share with you some sharp respected betting information. I think there's a little bit of alignment there, if I'm not mistaken. And then as far as the NBA is concerned, I did find the NBA a little challenging. The unders have been just absolutely golden, right? Even when they look like they're over, they're still coming in under. Thank you to the Knicks fourth quarter, 15 points 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago. So this Knicks and Hawks game, favored off a loss and an under. They do fire back in cash. They're 17-5 against the spread in the postseason here. Provided it's game 3. So series game has to be, 3 or higher. So 3 or later. They were a favorite and lost. And the total went under. That's the New York Knicks. 17-5. Postseason run. 18-4 on the money line. Average line, well, check it out. -1. Where are they at? -1. They're covering. They're winning by 7.5 points on average. New York Knicks. I like the Knicks to get it done today here. A little surprised at that fourth quarter. I think they can figure out a way to exact that revenge. I do like Karl Anthony Towns. I like his 19.5 point total as well. During the regular season against the Hawks, he averaged 28 points and 13 rebounds a clip. So don't be ashamed if you want to take a look at his double-double, or I don't know about his triple-double. Let's not get that crazy, but it is steaming in his direction as well. So that's another factor that we look for. Centers are averaging 35 points and rebounds per game against the Atlanta Hawks. I think Karl Anthony Towns, Cat, as he's so affectionately referred to, I think he goes over his point total tonight. So Knicks, Karl Anthony Towns, game number 1. We move into game number 2. And we got the Cavs and the Raptors. Backs against the wall. I wish I had some kind of funky, funny little trend for you guys here, but the reality behind it is this series is over if the Raptors don't come out and fire in this game. 72% of the bets, 72% of the cash are on the Cavaliers money line. It has come down 5 cents. So a little bit of reverse line movement there. We'll talk sharp respected betting here in a minute to talk a little bit about it, but the playoff road favorites have been smashing, but not as of late. They are just 2-8 in their last 10 spots. So you put the Cavaliers on road favorite with 2 to 3 days of rest. They are smashing cash team 59-34. But here's what I think plays out with this series. I think the Cavaliers win in advance. I think the Raptors get this one. The Cavs get a little tired of playing with their food. It's the opening game for Toronto in the postseason. So Toronto, the 6 is going to be going crazy. Then after this game, the Cavaliers will tighten up. They will win game 4. They will go back home and finish them off for game 5. I think this is one of those 2 stupid spots. The Raptors had no business making the playoffs. Yet they did make the playoffs. And so now they're fucked. Fucked in the definition of getting a shit draft pick. You ruin any collateral you had out there. Here's something to be considerate of if you're thinking about going the other direction with the Cavaliers. If the total's under 224 and the spread is 2-point favorite or more against the Raptors, it's a perfect 9-0 in the last 9 spots out there. So the dog roll does not suit the Raptors well. But I think tonight, just my sneaky suspicion of the way it goes. In conference, high scoring rivals, 179 and 85 does like a spot here. Playoff game 3 through 5. The dog in the series does fire back 190 and 124, but 7-3 in its last 10. So it's not my favorite spot on the card, but I do like the Raptors. I don't like them on the money line, though. This is where I just would feel much more comfortable with the 3.5 in my back pocket. 64% of the bet, 63% of the cash are on the Cavaliers. It has moved a point in that direction, but probably the better play would be to take a look at the under in this game. It has moved up 4 points with 86% of the bets and 86% of the cash. DJ Hardy says the Raptors are cooked. James Cook. And then the last game I got for you guys in the NBA, the last spot here, going to be on the Denver Nuggets. I'll talk to you guys about the sharp perspective betting, and I'll give you the information I got from the Sharp service there talking about the NFL draft if you want to get down with some of that action here. But how about this? The favorites off the loss now on the road. Series game 3 or greater. Coming off the loss. Oh, not you, Siri. Not that Siri. Series. 26-10 against the spread. Tight games. Not much in the total, 19-17. But that favorite off the loss now moving on the road for game 3 or later in the playoffs. 26-10. Now, that does apply to 2 games tonight. That does apply to the Nuggets and the Knicks, by the way. The old Knickerbockers. 36-17. Favorite loss, regardless, home or road. So, regardless of the matchup and where the venue takes place, the favorite off the loss 3 or later in the series shows you just how close a chess match these things can be. And if you want to drill down and look at this series particularly, I mean, we talked about how I don't like the Timberwolves pretty much ever, but certainly at home, that's a tough spot to want to get involved with here. They're scoring. The Denver Nuggets score more points than anybody in the league. So, team totals at 117, 118, 119. Tell you that they're going to go out there and beat them like a drum. And with a healthy Aaron Gordon, Cam Johnson, this Denver team should put some fear in the enemies out there. I like them. I like them to get the win tonight, the Denver Nuggets. Just take them on the money line. It's around minus 115. That's a fair price tag to exact based on the trends that we have. Not a streak. There's no streak in these spots. In fact, these teams just lost. So the streak is over. But the trend tells you historically in these positions, year over year, over 20, 21, 30 years, these are good spots to calculate and try to exact some money from the bookie. So there you go. Nerfy-wise, guys, I am going to start the challenge. It's going to be at $25. We're going to try to go 7 days and turn it into $2,500. Starts tonight, Thursday. And if we catch it tonight, we'll roll it back tomorrow. We're just firing. We're 16-1. There's no reason not to continue to smash on these Nerfy spots and Yerfy spots. It's not discriminate. Nerfy or Yerfy. Let's just look for no runs in the Pirates and Texas Rangers game here. We saw yesterday the Pirates put them over the lap, took the paddle out and spanked on them. But we know Texas Ranger venues at home. Bubba Chandler, by the way. Who would have thought he was going to be the better guy than Paul Skeens this year, at least to kick it off? So I'll go there. And let me see. Let me share with you guys. Let me see if I can pull up my Sharp info here. And then we'll talk the Sharp Respected Betting Report. And just take it with a grain of salt. I'm not too crazy. I can only bet these offshore. You can't bet these in New York State. So some of these spots are a little bit more or a little less. I don't know. Look, the Bills first draft position, the first player they should draft is a defensive lineman. And it falls in line with what's going on with the team. You look at who they've been releasing over the last couple of years. It's an even money play for the Bills to take their first NFL draft position will be on a edge or defensive lineman. Sharp respect betting information number one. Caleb Downs to go 10 or later is a minus 105. Arvo Reese, wide receiver. Number 2 pick, of course, is owned by the New York Jets. And they think Arvo Reese at plus 150 becomes a New York Jet, or at least gets the number 2 selection, whether the Jets trade it or not. I can't imagine they would. They need everything they can get. Number 4 pick. Well, you'd have to look at none other than Sonny Styles. Big opportunity coming out of Ohio State. Got a natty under his belt as well. Ohio feller, defensive nature. So Sonny Styles, they like him to go number 4 overall at plus 155. So Bills take a defensive lineman. These are just a couple I pared down for you guys here. Caleb Downs over 9.5. So he would go 10 or later. Of course, it's another Buckeye, another defensive player, a safety to go deeper in the draft. Why not see him go to Philadelphia? I don't know. Arvell Reese plus 150 to be the number 2 pick, and Sonny Styles the number 4 pick overall. There's a couple spots for you guys to have some fun. The NFL draft kicks off tonight at 8 p.m. So all those plays are in play for this evening. If you guys do play along, by the way, with where we do our NFL Survivor Challenge, the SCN, they've got a free entry tonight for the NFL draft. There's like 20 questions that they ask, and it's free payday. I think they got like $2,500 in cash that they're giving away for free. So the SZN is out there for you guys. If you haven't already done so, check it out. Give it some consideration. It's free. Why the fuck wouldn't you want to be involved in free? 20 questions or so. How many Ohio State players will go in the first round? I picked the under. But then they said how many Big Ten players will go in the first round. I picked the over. Especially if you think about it. You got the Ohio States, you got the Michigans, you got the Penn State, although Penn State this year, but Indiana's, Illinois, USC. I mean, there's a lot of good Big Ten schools. So anyhow, let me give you guys the sharp respected betting info, and then we will bow the show and get everybody out the dope. All right, let's see. Hey, sharp respected betting action. The Toronto Cleveland game. They like the under 219.5 for game number 3. They had the under yesterday on the Detroit Orlando game that cashed. So for what it's worth, they're coming in here plus money on the spot. They also took that Atlanta Knicks game under 215. So they like that to be a lower scoring game. And that's it for the NBA. So 2 unders, Toronto, Cleveland, Atlanta Knicks, no sides. That's not true. 2 days ago, some buying in on the Atlanta Hawks at minus 1.5. They're getting butchered on their sides. That makes sense. Can't buy prices when you're in the playoffs. Got to buy outcomes. NHL wise, a couple spots that they do like here. There it is. How about this? They like the over in the Carolina-Ottawa game. Over 5.5, probably because they know the trend. Change the venue after 2 unders goes over. They like the LA Kings. Let's go Kings. I feel in tune. I feel like I am the sharp that they're tracking here because they also took the under 5.5 in Colorado and Los Angeles Kings game. MLB wise, closing the show in Major League Baseball. Dodgers San Francisco game under 7 is underway. And they've got the Minnesota Twins against the New York Metropolitans this evening, you guys. That's what they got for you. Talked about a lot. Got a live play that lost. Talked NHL playoffs every game, player props. We talked NBA playoffs every game, player props. We got the Nerfy, the rollover challenge starts tonight with $25. Tail along with me. And of course, I gave you some props. I gave you the sharp report. I gave you some NFL betting for the draft. So bet responsibly on that note. I just, some people don't look. I like to have fun. Betting should be fun. It shouldn't just be a stress, And so I've got the spots that I hammer in, but I always tell you, like I've got different bankrolls set up. So like I got an account with, a couple hundo in there that I'll fuck around with on things like the NFL draft, and I'll let that go and age and grow. And it's not my main. I'm not dependent on winning the NFL draft, but I want to have a couple plays. I want to have some fun. I got some information on it. What the fuck? If I go 3-1 with plus money plays, I'm going to be up a couple units and I'll feel pretty damn good about it. So manage your bankrolls responsibly. Don't go betting the farm on the Bills to take a defensive lineman with their first overall pick. But that does feel like a Buffalo Bills thing to do, you guys. On behalf of the Sports Money Network, hopefully you enjoyed the show. You smash that thumbs up button, whether you're live or on the replay. I appreciate you guys being here. And we'll be back tomorrow. We'll have a Major League Baseball card at 12 p.m. with bases loaded. You catch Ramon Scott at 9 a.m. with the morning steam, and we'll do pregaming at 5 p.m. Win, lose, or draw. We'll be back here to talk to you guys about it all. So have a great evening. Have some fun. Maybe I'll go live. Maybe I'll go live for that Nerfy with that Texas game out there. The Sweaty Six, as they call it. But I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Have a great night.